Hello, everyone. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. I am so excited. I have a new friend. Nothing's better than meeting new people. I would love for her to introduce herself, her first and last name, and the name of her business.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm Mory Fontanez, and I'm the CEO and founder of 822 Group.
Okay, so we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it because I'm nosy and I want to know everything.
I love it.
Everything. Give me a little bit more information about what this group is about. What are you up to?
Absolutely. So 822 Group is what we call a transformation consultancy. And our focus is really in getting in with business and dealing with what I say the inherent chaos that comes with running a business and transforming that chaos truly into opportunity. And we do that by helping them rediscover their purpose. I always call it rediscovering the soul of the company.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I think that a lot of people try to avoid the chaos.
Yes.
Where, there's really no avoiding the chaos, but how you manage the chaos is the thing.
Right. Well, and that's been one of our issues, is just saying the word chaos in itself scares people. But that's why I always say inherent before, because it's there all the time. It's not a negative indication of the business. It's just a natural part of it.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And the fact that you mentioned all the time, I think that also, in startups or when you're beginning, you're like, oh, it's going to be crazy just for a little bit.
Right.
It's just going to be crazy for a short period of time. But it's the continuation of building and having a business thrive. Do you find that?
Absolutely. And think about having multiple personalities and types of people. And then on top of it, revenue pressure and goals and stakeholders. It's natural that there is going to be moments of disconnect and moments of kind of redundancy and things that truly cause chaos. That's a natural part of getting all of these people together to achieve a goal.
Well, I think I'm falling in love with the word chaos. I think I'm falling in love with it. I'm going to embrace it.
Embrace the chaos.
So if you encourage other folks out there to embrace that chaos, what types of folks are you working with? What are the types?
We really are across industries, right? I come from an agency background. I was in an agency for almost 20 years. And so I'm really comfortable, we're comfortable across different industries, but we work at the leadership level, whether that's C-suite or, on the marketing leadership level or HR leadership side. It's really about understanding what do they want to accomplish, what's standing in their way, and digging into that obstacle. And what we say is calling ourselves the flashlight to say, here's the actual pain point, and here's how we can really be truthful and self-aware about addressing it. And then what we really focus on is doing that through emotional intelligence. So we're building high EQ environments and brands because we want to leverage skill sets that aren't really talked about in business. So I would say leaders are really kind of our target client.
I absolutely love that. And I think that the uniqueness of a leader is that they've spent so much time kind of honing in on their craft, right? And honing in on their industry as a whole. Now it sounds like you're forcing them to get honest about what it is that they're really facing and the challenges, right? Is that true?
Absolutely. And a lot of times we become leaders because we're really good at one thing, but it doesn't mean we're good at multiple things, right? So sometimes you need to call in the elite crew to help you figure out the different nuances or tweaks to really kind of transform and elevate to that next level.
Absolutely. I love that. Now, I'm sure a lot of people out there are like, okay, transform. I need it to happen tomorrow.
Yes.
Are you here to tell them that it's a process?
I am here to tell them that it's a process with some initial wins up front. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I say you have to be dedicated to the process. It's like hiring a personal trainer. We're going to show you what to do. We're going to be there with you to do the workouts. But once we're gone, you've got to continue the work to make sure that it sticks. But the initial wins come from some of that EQ work that I talked about around, thinking about accountability and empathy and self-awareness and how we build that into our collaborations, our meetings, our branding. Some of that stuff gets you a quick win, either from a morale boost or a customer connectivity, area very quickly.
I love that. And these leaders, obviously, I mean, if you are leading individuals, you're usually leading groups of people that need to interact with others, right? Really being able to communicate with others, vendors. Are you giving them tools not only for them to be leaders, but for them to educate as well, or to be able to pass that along?
100%. A lot of what we accomplish in terms of being really productive up front is through facilitated sessions. And when we're doing those facilitated sessions with the group, we're actually listening, we're pulling, information out, but we're teaching as we go. And we have moments where we'll stop and say, this sounds like a trend. Let's talk about how you interact with your partners or your vendors, and take, a 30-minute kind of learning moment there to teach them what to do from that point on. And then once we leave that facilitated session, that's when we really get to do the diagnosis, right? We get to come back and say, okay, here's what we observed. These are your top 4 challenges, and here's how we would attack it in partnership with you.
I love that. I love that. I think that oftentimes they, a lot in this capacity, folks are like, okay, they're going to come in and I'm going to have to do a lot of the talking, or I'm going to have to do a lot of the work. Great. But it sounds like you're so honed in on listening to them and really getting from them not only their trouble points, but just really pulling from them the information that you need in order to help them be successful. Is that true?
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes they say, think about it like hiring a chief strategy officer for 6 months, but one that is really, really honed in on EQ. And that does things with a sense of connectivity and courage and transparency and honesty, so that not only are you meeting your strategic objectives, but you're building a culture and a brand that is connected and, aware and honest. And that then, the momentum from that is where the true transformation and evolution comes from.
I absolutely love that. I know that you honed in on the honesty. You mentioned something that I just can't skate over. You mentioned courage, right? Do you think that in order to really embark on something like this, do you think that these leaders have to have a little bit of courage?
There's got to be a lot of courage. I think the point you made about, first of all, just facing the chaos. We like to just hide the monster under the bed and not put the flashlight underneath there. But when you shine the flashlight, you realize it's a mouse, right? So it's really about having the courage to look at what it is. Yeah. And then we are doing a content series on social, and this month is about self-awareness. And what I always say is that is the critical pivot point when we help leaders and teams establish true self-awareness. And that takes courage, because that's about being your true whole self, understanding your triggers and your challenges, and leading with those things and articulating those things openly, so that other people aren't managing your issues for you or walking on eggshells. We're all just on the same page, and we can then move forward with what needs to get done and how to build teams around us that make up for those challenges.
Yeah, it's so interesting to think of your leaders or your bosses as personalities, and them having their own issues and their own lives as well. And that all just comes into the workplace, right?
Absolutely. And their own triggers. I mean, I led a team of, 100 digital practitioners at the agency. And I used to always say, this right now is triggering my need for, order and chaos. Right. And I'll tell you, that comes from, this point in my past. I was always very vulnerable and open about where I was coming from as a leader. And I found that people really responded by also being open and vulnerable and feeling really safe in that space to just try their hardest, do their best, take some creative risks, and, really love coming to work, because it was like a family that was surrounding you, rather than put on your mask and pretend to be something you're not.
For sure. I mean, I hope everybody can feel not only the authenticity of you, but the energy that you bring to the table, in navigating this space. Because I can only imagine for you personally that this is a fun journey for you to participate in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. My family always says, wow, you really built a business about marching into other people's chaos. And I'm like, I sure did. But I love it. There's no problem that I think that I can't solve. That's always been my personality since I was a child. Yeah. And so, for me, it's like, give it to me, and we'll get to the bottom of it, as long as you're willing to be a participant who is courageous and self-aware.
I love that. I love that. And my gut tells me that there's a number of participants out there that want to get involved. There's a number of participants that are looking for exactly what it is that you have to offer. They need clarity. They need to get organized. They want to be better leaders. So if there's people out there that want to work with you, if they want to learn more about everything that you've got going on, where would they find more information?
Yes, so you can always go to our website, which is 822group.com. It's 822group.com. And then we have a monthly newsletter with all of my musings and all the content that we're creating to help people just learn about EQ. And so that would be texting 33777, Mory, M-O-R-Y, to 33777 to join the newsletter.
I absolutely love that. Okay, Jeremy from my team is going to make sure that is included within the post. Jared, do not forget. You need to make sure that they get all of that information. Right? We need to make sure that everybody out there has all of that information. It sounds so super and so easy, but you're going to have to do the work, folks. And you're going to have to get honest, because we have somebody that can definitely help you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's been awesome to talk to you.
Oh my gosh. My gut tells me this will not be the last time that we connect.
Hopefully.
I'm so super excited about this new connection. Again, follow, fan, and like our new friend. I know that she can help point you in the right direction. From all of us here at This Is It TV, I'm Sheldon Bartlett Rumor, and we'll see you soon. Take care.